Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the heart of night, we rise from shadows, howling at the moon, igniting our battles, cleansing Gaia of an endless fight, until our final days we will fight. Thanks, man, we stand united as one. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the grave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Everywhere we run, the wind is at our back. All the warring forces we will track. From the depths of the ocean to the clouds in the sky, vampires tremble as we learn to fight. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the grave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Everywhere with the pack, let the night be our guide. In battles of honor, we shall never hide. Rock will never hide.
Good evening and welcome back to the St. Pete by Night Entertainment Network. St. Petersburg by Night is a World of Darkness community broadcasting from St. Petersburg, Florida, where we play games such as Vampire the Masquerade, such as Werewolf the Apocalypse, such as Hunter the Reckoning, and for the longest time, we only played 5th edition versions of the game. But as of recently, we have gone through a bit of a server shakeup, if you will, and soon enough, we will be offering 20th anniversary versions of those games, as well as versions of games of Wraith the Oblivion, of games of Mage the Ascension, of games of Demon the Fallen, if that's your cup of tea, or maybe, Chronicles of Darkness, which, if that's your cup of tea, those could be available to you if you want to play in those types of games, or if you want to run those types of games. You should come join our amazing community by following that Discord link down below, because it is a big, wide world of darkness, and we want to welcome all participants of said world of darkness to the St. Pete by Night community. So come join us by following that Discord link down below. But as for an introduction, my name is Kent, also known as Misha Kent on all social media, and I will be your storyteller tonight. And it's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Rage Across Tampa, our Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition chronicle set in the city of Tampa Bay, Florida, where a pack of Gru have established the Sept of the Evening Star and have been battling the forces of the Worm for the past couple of years. And they have faced a new challenge that has been growing from the ground itself and has caused quite a stir within the city, and it's causing quite a bit of problems for the Sept, even in the Sept itself. But I couldn't tell this story alone. It would take some pretty amazing players to tell this story. So let's go ahead and introduce those players now. Players, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves, if you please?
Hi, everybody. I'm Champ, Champagne, one of the non-raptures, whatever you want to call me, and I will be playing Aspen Weiss, Phyllodox of the Silver Pigs.
Hi, everybody. I am Nori, and I will be playing Malicious Jester, the Black Fury Galliard.
Hey everyone, my name's Preston. I played Jason Dreams and Decay Thorn, Theurge of the Bonar, and I'm just happy to be back.
Happy to be back indeed. Players, it's been a long summer without this game to entertain us every single week, and I am so thrilled to be back. But let's get caught up on where we left off. The Hellhounds, the young pack that has been part of the Sept for the past several months, was sent off to Michigan for the purposes of gathering iron, the very essential component that is necessary to beat back this infestation, this pestilence that seemed to be plaguing the region recently, emanating from Piney Point, this crossbreed hybrid that seems to come from the dreaming, emanated from the House of Balor, a changeling house that has brought this essence that seems to be crossbred with Banes and now is infecting human beings and vampires and seemingly Guru alike, and is causing a hive mind like sentience to spread amongst plants and all kinds of living creatures, even spirits themselves. And if not beaten back and stopped, could potentially spread across the entire world. But it seems to be contained for the most part to this region due to your efforts. But iron seems to be the key component. Now, Aspen has brokered a deal with Edward Bateman, the vampire prince of Tampa, who has long since been a thorn in your side. But unlikely bedfellows can sometimes make unlikely allies, as he has a source of iron which he has been willing to give you for a truce that has very, very sticky conditions, meaning that the Guru have to stay out of certain areas of the city, especially at night, and that they cannot go into certain facilities or certain buildings, that they cannot do business in certain properties or certain areas of the city. This doesn't go over well with certain members of the pack, especially Malicious Jester, who wants nothing to do with these vampires, especially knowing that one of her longtime friends, Mia, is under the control of Edward Bateman and is kept very close at his side. And then there's Jace, who was recently cured of his own affliction and infection due to these plants, but he has close ties with a local group of changeling refugees through a changeling he's met known as Ravi, who he encountered in the dreaming when he was unexpectedly transported to the dreaming, as he seems to be inhabited through his staff by a being known as Ishu, a greater changeling, a greater fae, who seems to be the progenitor of an entire group of these changelings. And because he has this staff, he has a direct line to Ishu. And Ishu has tasked him with protecting these refugees and helping them escape this entity of Balor who seeks to seek out and either take over these changeling entities or destroy them permanently. On top of all that, there is the other member of the pack, Lucas, who was recently abducted by a Camazotz, a werebat, a creature that was believed to be extinct in Were society, but seems to have re-emerged out of nowhere And the Camazotz have a long and bloody history with the Shadow Lords. And now that Lucas has disappeared, a call has been put in to Malicious Jester from the biker bar, from Larry, the bartender and prospect of the biker bar, calling to say he found Lucas's bike abandoned outside of the bar after having just met with Lucas, and a pool of blood left at the base of the bike. So we pick up right where we left off at the end of July, with Jester and Jace arriving at the biker bar to investigate where Lucas has gone and what has happened. Jester and Jace, you arrive at the bar late at night, having heard from Larry. You've gone inside, you've spoken with Larry. He told you that Lucas had been there just about an hour earlier, that they had talked briefly, and that Lucas had left. When Larry had decided to lock up and leave for the night, he had expected Lucas to have been gone, but that's when he found the bike, knocked over on its side, and the blood. So, now the two of you stand outside the bar in the gravel driveway. The only other vehicle in the driveway is Larry's bike, which is parked further towards the back of the driveway. The scene is yours.
I'm texting Aspen to keep her up to date on what's happening.
Walking over towards his bike, taking a look at the area itself, seeing if anything stands out.
Give me a wits and investigation.
It's 4.
As you're looking over the scene, you can see that there are indentations in the gravel itself. There is an obvious indentation of a body, where a body had hit the ground. This is probably Lucas. You can see the blood of his head having hit the ground, likely having hit some sharp rocks on the pavement. What is unusual is that there is a little bit of dragging, but not nearly as much as you would expect. And even more strange than that is a lack of tire tracks other than the usual. You can see the tire tracks of his bike coming into park. You can see the tire tracks of Larry's bike. You can even see the footsteps in the gravel of Lucas going out to the bike. But the dragging seems to pull not even a foot and then gone.
Crouch down, kind of look at everything, and then look up to Jester.
Did you find something?
Weirdness, really. Gravel driveway. You can see things coming in and leaving. This imprint, I'm assuming, is our dear friend here. There's these drag marks, and then they stop. There's no one pulling in to this spot or out. It's gone. There's nothing else leading past this point.
No footprints?
I see his from leaving the bar, coming over, got to the bike. I'm assuming fell, something along those lines, dragged a little, and there's nothing else here. Like literally nothing. There's some blood, That's it.
Weird.
I don't know of any vehicle light enough to drive on gravel and not leave a mark.
Think maybe something took him into the Umbra?
Maybe I can look and see if there's something on the other side. I'm gonna activate penumbral senses and see if I can gleam anything.
Okay. Go ahead and make the roll as you let your eyes go out of focus, trying to project your senses beyond. The veil is a little thicker here, the gauntlet, making it a bit harder to penetrate to the other side. Jester, what are you doing during this time?
I'm moving to his bike. Keys. Do you still have like keys still in it, or Larry take those?
You can see that the keys are still in the bike.
Take the keys. Lift it up. I'm gonna check the bike for anything.
Okay, give me a wits and investigation. Jace, as you are pushing through to the other side, looking through the gauntlet, it's a little more difficult, but you do end up seeing through to the other side. It is very quiet on the other side. Not completely desolate, not completely devoid of activity. There are a few spirits hanging about, but mostly gafflings, mostly spirits that are barely sentient, going about their typical activities. You see some weaver spirits tending to the webs, especially up on the power lines. Spirits of energy moving through the power lines. Jester, what did you get?
3 successes.
3 successes. Looking over the bike, there's nothing out of place, out of sorts, other than the bike had been knocked over. It looks like Larry hadn't messed with anything. He wanted to leave it as it was. He pretty much called you immediately. Didn't want to disturb anything to let you guys handle it or investigate however you wanted to. But yeah, the keys were still in the ignition. There were some personal belongings in the saddlebags. In fact, you find his clave had been attached to the bike.
That's weird.
What?
His clave's still here.
Yeah, he doesn't really go anywhere without that.
No.
There's nothing here, Jess. One, the gauntlet's really freaking thick here, but there's nothing I'm seeing out of the ordinary. No tracks additional on this side at all showing.
Okay. So how could this have happened?
I can try and how far is Larry right now?
He's inside. He's still inside the bar.
Okay. Jess, I'm gonna, you know how that time you brought that piece of the plant and I was kind of able to trace what was going on?
Yeah.
I can try it with what's here. It's kind of a long shot. But when that's happening, there's nothing I can do. I'm basically stuck in that till it's done. So if you could just watch my back while that's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna attempt sight from beyond and put my hand down in the crevice where he's at and then move around to get to the blood and try and see if anything's gonna come up.
Okay.
It's intelligence plus wisdom, and it does cost me another willpower to do.
Okay. So as you're digging your hand down into the gravel, feeling the wet, sticky blood, although a good portion of it has started to dry. It's very tacky to the touch, almost like tar a little bit, that kind of sticky, gluey feeling as you touch it. What did you get on the roll?
4 with a crit.
Okay, so as you touch blood, at first it's that tacky feeling, but then it starts to grow damp, as if going in reverse. And then more and more and more. You can feel it going backwards, undrying almost. Then it gets warm. And then you feel the thud of the head hitting the pavement or hitting the gravel. Looking up, it's dark and disorienting. You feel yourself very dizzy and woozy. Your vision is blurry and shaken. And then there's the source as to why. As you hear the screech piercing, and the vision stops. Before that, you felt yourself almost get dropped. But you couldn't track what happened beyond that.
Pull his hand away and kind of shake off what left of the blood, wipe it off on his jacket. I really don't like doing that. I know why we weren't able to really see what else is going on. I'm not even going to try to mimic whatever he heard, but it sounds like he was attacked. Like, obviously from what we can see, but it's something he didn't necessarily see. It was something, it sounded big.
Okay. Do you know anything about like what it could have been?
Does my
Jester,
occult,
oh yeah, go ahead
would
and
my
roll your
occult play into this?
roll me an occult and intelligence. But Jester, actually no, don't give me an occult and intelligence. Give me a academics or science and intelligence based off that sound. But Jester, give me a wits and awareness while this is happening.
Did rage go up at all from experiencing that? Or
I
am
would say
supposed to-
so. That was a pretty
Okay.
harrowing sound that would have jarred you, and even you still feel like your eyes are vibrating and your vision is still a little blurry from having heard it.
3 successes.
As you're talking to Jace, out of the corner of your eye, out on the street, across the street, you see that there's a car parked out on the street. A 1960s Cadillac convertible is parked out on the street. The top is down. And there's a woman leaned up against the convertible. dressed in very tight boot-cut jeans, a halter top, and a leather jacket that's kind of comes up to her midriff with short sleeves. She's got long, flowing, dark brown hair that topples down to her shoulders. Her halter top is very low cut. And she's just watching curiously, her hands in the pockets of her jacket.
Have I seen her before?
Never.
Look to Jace, you okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I got 2 on that success or that roll.
Yeah, you can't pinpoint anything. The shriek is reminiscent of, I mean, you could probably make the tie to bats, but it was far too strong and sharp and loud to have been a bat. So it was something larger and stronger and bigger, but yeah, it's hard to say.
I can't pinpoint what I think. It sounded like, no, it's gonna sound like he was attacked by a bat, but the sound that was made was way too big to be a bat. So I don't. It's high pitched, squealy, screechy, almost, and it came out of nowhere. But I have no idea.
Jester would have still been looking in the direction of the woman watching them, but when he said it sounded like a bat, she'll do a double take. Wait, did you say a bat?
Yeah. But like a big one.
Shit. I think I know what it is. Ever heard of the Camazotz?
I think I might have skipped that class.
We're bats.
A what?
Yeah. One sec. Let's pause this for real quick. I'm gonna walk towards the woman. Can I help you with something?
No? Can I help you with something?
I don't know. This is our club, and you seem to be hanging outside our club, so checking if you needed help.
Just looking for something.
What are you looking for?
She looks over at Jace. Are you a good man?
It's a matter of perspective.
What's your perspective?
I attempt good things.
Jace, as you are looking at her, your penumbral sense is still active. Give me a wits and awareness.
Three.
On the umbral side, people appear as kind of shades. The strange thing about this woman, she appears as herself on both sides.
I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna take a deep breath as I wait for her to go back and forth with Jace for a moment and activate. Where is it? Sense the true form. Spend a willpower. Roll my wits and wisdom.
While she's doing that, what's your name? Are you lost? You said you're looking for something.
She pushes off the car and starts crossing the street. And as she walks, you can hear clicking. Or is it almost like clopping with each footfall? Her hips sway from side to side as she walks. I'm always looking. I suppose I'm looking for someone. But you didn't answer my question. Are you a good man?
I believe I did answer your question. I try and do good. Now you answer mine. Mine's much easier. Just what's your name?
You can call me Erica.
Erica. Well, you're out here in the middle of nowhere in the middle of the night. You're looking for someone. Got a description?
A very, very bad man. But you're not him. However, I think we're looking for the same person.
With that, he's going to take a couple steps back towards Jester. Kind of like making sure he's like square with her, but just taking a few steps back. I doubt that.
Or at least in the same direction.
What did this bad man do? By the way, I got no successes, so we're, you know.
It's not important. But I think we can help each other. You're looking for something, I'm looking for something. I can help you find what you're looking for. I'm very good at it.
Look to Jace, raised eyebrow.
For a little bit. Why not? Help can we'll see. But at any point, either one of us can choose to sever this.
What do you want in return?
Nothing. If you are a good man, Jace, and I believe that you are, then I don't need anything from you. And you. I don't need anything from you either. You already did what needed to be done.
Okay. I
I'm gonna
mean,
look over to Jester real quick. Is this a common occurrence here in the middle of the night at this place?
no, not at all.
All right.
This is this whole situation is pretty new-ish. I mean,
Right. Erica, where would you like to start?
She looks back over her shoulder towards the car. We're going for a ride. It's a long one, so you may want to get in.
I gassed up not too long ago, so I'm more than comfortable following you.
Where we're going, you won't be able to follow.
I got yelled at last time I got into a vehicle with a stranger.
I'll pull out the phone, text Aspen and Charles, be like, explain what I think happened, and that it's probably the werebat. Well, I'll just put Bat Boy on there. And might be taking a trip on the Moonlit Path with Jace to track Lucas down. I'll even put in that seems we have a guide and send it. All right, we did what we needed to do. Let's go.
I love road trips. Walk over to the car.
As she turns and starts walking back towards the car, give me one more wits and awareness, both of you.
Still sitting at rage 3.
Yeah. Okay. As she walks, the source of the sound of her footsteps draws your eyes. You look down her long, slender legs to the bottom of her jeans, where you would expect stilettos or high heels. Hell, maybe even clogs with the loud sound her footfalls are making. But instead, from the bottom of her jeans, you see hooves. Deer hooves clopping on the pavement. As she goes over to the driver's seat and pulls open the door, she climbs in, and pulling from her jacket pocket is a single antler. And the tips of the antler are dried red with blood, which she sets on the console. As you get into the car, she starts the car up and begins to drive. This is where we transition to our next scene. Aspen, back at the apartment, you and Charles have been talking about the defenses that he and Lucas have been setting up at the cairn, taking extra precautions with all of these changing breeds that seem to be getting drawn to the cairn itself. Now that there are unknown possibilities, now that you've had a Mokale visit the cairn unexpectedly, one that can seemingly turn into a dragon out of nowhere, Charles is very concerned about the safety of the cairn. And that's when the text messages start rolling in from Jester. Lucas has been taken. They're going to investigate. They believe it's a werebat. And now they may be going on the moonlit path with a possible guide. Are you relaying this information to Charles as it's coming in, or what are you doing?
As the texts are coming in, I'm going to wait to see it when they stop. So kind of just tentatively watching the phone until I think the last one comes in. And I'm just going to put my phone down and pinch the bridge of my nose and look back at Charles.
Charles is kind of leaned over a map that it seems to be a Google Maps view down of the cairn. Now, you can see that while it seems to be a pretty accurate view of the cairn top down, a lot of the details of the cairn are missing. You can't see signs of the structures that have been built and the campfires. It's doing a very good job of obscuring the fact that you have been building on the site, but Charles has drawn in the details of what you have built since. He's drawn an outline of the netting that's hanging in the trees and the details that have been added from the rites that are meant to obscure, and he has made some markings of some traps he wants to put in. He then looks up at you. Is everything all right?
Yeah, you said netting, right? Is that everywhere?
Only in certain trees there would be cables connecting other trees. You seem distracted.
Yeah, that's a good defense from above, correct?
It is, but some of this is also meant to obscure, to change their viewpoints, to keep them from being able to see beyond. The spiritual aspect of the rites would make it seem like there's nothing beyond.
Okay, well, we may come in handy fairly soon, and I'm just gonna unlock my phone and just slowly slide it over the coffee table.
He will straighten up as he takes the phone. His expression, which is normally very stoic, doesn't change at first as he swipes through the phone. And then a crunch happens as it crunches in his hand. I have to go.
Go where?
After them.
You don't think they're capable on their own?
It's not a matter of capable. This is my job.
Your job is to protect the cairn and the territory around it, and to make sure that the young ones who are not experienced and not prepared for situations, well, like this as much as we can be, that's your job. And I think there's a potential if things go sideways, that we are going to need defenses.
Jace is going to be a distraction for her, and she's going to get herself hurt. Possibly even killed.
Jace is more than capable. He may not be strong, but he's got plenty of other abilities that make him capable in a situation like this. It's kind of interesting that you would underestimate someone like that.
I believe it is an accurate estimation. I've seen him fight.
And you don't think you're a distraction as well?
He lets a low growl emanate in his throat. Are you ordering me to stay?
We could have conversations about the litany, about me telling you to stay and you submitting to those of higher station. And in this situation, I am of higher station. But no, I'm not ordering you to stay. I'm suggesting that you put more faith in other than myself and Artie, one who's been here the longest and has seen everything. And yeah, it would be much better if we were all together doing all of these things. But you see how thin we're already spread.
If it took Lucas, if it is in fact a werebat, it is a creature of the worm, and I am the worm foe. They don't know what they're walking into.
Charles, you're the strongest person I know, physically. But there's a lot of things that Jester and Jace can do that you can't. And I worry you being there will fuck all of that up. I already know. I already see how you acted with She Who Shines. And I think it's good that you're prepared for anything. But that's not the type of behavior we need in these situations all the time. I'm worried about Lucas, and I'm worried about them too. But we have to start putting our faith in them.
I do have faith in them, and that was wrong of me to say about Jace. He is getting better. He is learning how to use a gun. He hasn't shot himself yet. That's a start.
What do you expect to do if you go?
I don't know.
So you have no plan?
Bring them back.
As if they can't do that on their own? You've seen Jester, I've seen Jester. I think she likes having you around, but I don't think she needs you. And she smirks to try and give like a more happy air.
There have been times where I've seen her be brave, and there have been times where I have seen her almost get herself killed were it not for me. I've never cared about another individual like I care about her. I don't know what I would do.
You taught me that that comes with the territory. Caring for her is important, but you can't put her in a box and wrap it up tight just because you don't want something to happen to her. She's fighting just like you. We all are.
I need you to order me to stay. Please.
I'm not going to do that. You're going to do it because you know that it's best. And you're going to do it because you know that regardless, she's capable. And she can do this. And she doesn't need you by her side constantly. She doesn't. You find the will to not go running after her and being her white knight as if she needs that.
Takes a deep breath. As he lets it out, it's very surprisingly shaky coming from Charles, who is always very steady. Very well.
What you and I need to figure out now, what's important right now, is if we have another one come into our territory, what we're going to do about it. And I think you and I are expertly crafted to be able to do that and to figure that out together. So let them do what they need to do so we can do what we need to do on our side.
All right. We are. We are understaffed as it is, with the young ones gone. Luke is taken. Now the two of them gone. If I were to go, the Cairn would be at a disadvantage. We would be unprotected.
Exactly. And as much as I want to go after them too, we have to let go and understand that we can't control everything.
Very well. We have an enemy now that flies. Potentially. That does complicate things. I will start working on some designs.
Let's get to the cairn now and see what we can do in case there is a potential of them all being followed what we can put up now, what we can make sure we have defenses for in case there is aggression.
All right. He stands up from the table, looks down at the ruin that is your cell phone in his hand. I will replace this.
Yes, you are.
He picks up his coat off the back of the chair, starts buttoning it up as the two of you prepare to head off towards the cairn.
I turn before we leave and turn to Artie. You want to go prepare for a bat, potentially?
Why not? Sounds like a... Yeah, why not? That's par for the course at this point. Sounds fun. You know what? I've wanted to tinker with some things, so that sounds great. So as the three of you head out to the cairn, we transition back to our dynamic duo off on quite an adventure. The two of you are off on the highway. You've been driving for quite some time at this point. It's been hours. But you've been driving on backcountry highways. You started off on the interstate, but eventually you got off the interstate and found yourself on some country roads, 2-lane highways heading north. Eventually, you find yourself leaving Florida. And before you know it, exhaustion unexpectedly starts to overtake you. Give me a stamina and resolve check. Okay. So, Dreams, you nod off. But Jester, you manage to fight the sleep, staying awake as you see Jace kind of nod off. Now, where are you both sitting in the car?
Back seat. I think for both of us.
Both of you are in the back seat? Yeah, so you see Jace has nodded off in the seat next to you, and you find yourself blinking to stay awake, but for the most part staying awake as the woman sits in the front seat, occasionally looking in the rearview mirror, but for the most part keeping her eyes on the road up ahead.
I'm going to start the conversation first. So, do you often hunt bad men down?
Almost as long as I can remember. Do you?
I try to. Sometimes other things get in the way.
It's only complicated if we let it be.
I suppose. Then the question goes, hunt the bad men down or try to save people from terrible fates.
Why do they have to be mutually exclusive?
Sometimes they don't, sometimes they conflict.
don't even remember the first one, do you?
No.
Got to him before I did.
I'm gonna scan the sky. I'm looking for Star.
Looking up in the sky, there's something very unusual about the sky. Roll me a wits and occult, or intelligence and occult.
2 successes.
The sky is brilliantly full of stars. More stars than you can count. It is awash with stars. And as you take in the atmosphere surrounding you, that's when the realization hits you. You're in the Umbra. You didn't even know when the transition happened. Maybe in one of those moments when you were blinking off, nodding off. But the road you're on, while it still looks like a highway, and while there are trees passing by, it's just a little different, a little unusual, a little more. But looking up in the sky up above, there is a star that glows brighter than the rest overhead.
Whisper up just softly. Starlight, star bright. Wish I may, wish I might watch over us tonight. Let Eliza know if something happens.
You'll be okay.
Just smile. Turn back. So, is it Lucas or the bat that you're after?
I'll know when I get there. They've both done bad things.
They have. I don't know what the bat has done. I've been told he's being tortured in a way. I know some things that Lucas has done, but he is trying to help.
Do you really believe that?
I want to. But there's always doubt.
Doubt is what lets them win. Doubt is what lets them in. We think they can change. We think they can be better. We think that they love us, that they'll never leave us. We think that we're protecting others by taking the pain on ourselves. We think we deserve it. It's karma or punishment for our past misdeeds. But we don't. It is just evil. Evil must be punished.
Sometimes it's not evil, sometimes they're just hurting too.
That's not an excuse. If we all did unto others as was done unto us, we would cease to exist. We have to be better then.
We do. But people can make mistakes.
Once is a mistake, more than once. That's a habit. I know the difference, Jessica.
What do you do?
I test the habit. And then I punish.
So is the punish absolute, or is there like a scale?
Let's just say there's a long, long list. And I started at the top. And I'm working my way down. Your friend Lucas isn't at the top. Nowhere near. But he is on the list.
And your current top most person is who you're searching for now?
I was in the neighborhood. Sometimes there's the convenience of location.
Okay. I get that. It's really a pain when you have to circle back around to get somebody when you've already been in the location.
You pick up a scent, a trail, something I'm sure you can relate to. And like I said, we could help each other. You were looking for something, I was looking for something. And I can find it a lot easier than you can. I know these roads better than anyone. You would get lost.
Look around. Probably. No, definitely I would get lost. Jace might be able to figure it out, but it'd probably take a lot longer. And
Don't have that kind of time.
yeah, time is important.
He is doing good. She looks in the rearview mirror at Jace. He may not always interact with the best of people. He is trying.
Yeah. He is.
He is making the people around him better.
Yeah, definitely. He is definitely someone that wants to help lift others up.
You should get some rest. We're almost there.
I'll lay my head back and just stare up at stars. I blink sleepily.
As your eyes close, twinkling of stars up ahead, darkness and sleep eventually overtake you. You soon find yourself at the base of a cave. The car pulled up out front. The cave is a massive cavern that seems to go deep into the darkness down below. The woman is standing outside of the car, rapping on the hood. We're here. Wake up, sleepyheads.
How long was I out?
I don't know.
Time's relative, but I hope you're well rested.
I guess we'll see. Where are we?
It's not important, but we're at your destination.
A big fucking cave?
That's a bat. What do you expect?
I didn't think it's gonna be this big.
You said the bat was big.
I heard that the bat was big. I didn't think this.
I'm gonna climb out.
also hop out.
My business isn't the type to be done publicly. It's a messy affair. So, I'm going to let you handle your business and wait out here. Assuming you survive the affair, when you come out, I will go in and take care of mine.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks, Erica. And I cautiously walk in.
I'll move to stand in front of Jace. Or like walk in front of him. Keeping an eye up.
It is a labyrinth of dark, foreboding tunnels that head off in several directions. Now, Jace, go ahead and roll me a wits and occult at this point, as you were asleep for the ride.
Five.
You have now also identified that this is not a natural formation that you have found yourself in.
When?
Oh, turn around. When?
None of this makes sense. When did we pass over? When did this occur?
I'm not sure. You fell asleep. And then I was talking with Erica and I noticed the stars. So at some point on the road.
Cool. I touch along the side of the cave wall and just kind of like get a feel for the area that we're in now that we're on the other side. See if he picks up anything.
It feels like stone. It feels like a cavern, but there's definitely something more alive to it. Something more, there's an energy to it that you wouldn't quite get on your side of things. There's a life to it. But this particular cavern feels a lot more hollow than other areas of the Umbra do. You're in a very deep area of the Umbra, an unexplored, unknown area of the Umbra, far away from the crossing points. You have ventured in unknown territory for most Guru. Very few Guru go this far or this deep into the Umbra.
While running his hand along the side of it. You know something funny, Jess?
Huh.
There's all kinds of warnings that are given to Guru and especially Thierge as we're like traversing the Umbra, like areas you're not supposed to go, things to look out for. Like when you are in areas and you go to feel the overall energy, the life force that's there, and when it starts to feel empty or absent thereof, you're supposed to turn around and go the other way. Unfortunately for us, forward seems to be the only direction, but we are in an area that if people of the old nation knew, we'd be heavily reprimanded for traveling out here with any form of guide or elder of any sort.
Aren't you a Thierge?
Right. not an elder of any sort, and my guiding is usually within the territories I'm more familiar with. And this lovely place is only places that are talked about in hushed tones by those who have more dabbled into and not really thrown into.
Yeah. Welcome to Tampa.
Yeah, the rules don't apply here.
Okay, so going to try to talk to him before we do anything. So he's talking about the bat. He's not well. So we need to approach this with caution.
Okay. Gonna pat around. Does Jace have his pistol on him?
He does not.
Do a quick pat. Yeah, talking sounds fantastic. Charles is gonna kill me if I don't die here. No, I talking wonderful. We can do that. So he's not well, and he's as in what do you mean? Like he's sick?
Pull away from the cavern a bit and just like lean over close. So I'm just talking very softly. Not physically, like, remember when I told you about the opportunity Star gave me?
Yeah.
He's one. She said he was tortured by the voice of the worm.
It's a delicate chat
Yeah.
we're gonna have.
Yes.
Why one trip was like this was a weird like we're gonna talk to him like talk kind of actual talking. Okay. Okay.
Usually when I say talk, I really do mean talk. When I say I'm gonna beat someone's ass, I mean I'm gonna beat someone's ass. So like, I'm not gonna dance around that because I do both.
All right. Noted. I'll follow your lead on it, and I'll jump in as needed.
Okay. Step to the edge of the cave. Hello? I'd like to talk. You, believe you have someone that is our friend and packmate?
As you call into the cave, your voice seems to echo off the walls, eventually dissipating as it goes further down into the tunnel. There's no response.
Keep an eye up and around. Step in. Coming in. We just want to talk though.
Again.
All right, let's keep going.
As you tentatively take steps into the cave, keep checking and looking around. And while you can hear the movement and occasional light beating of wings of bats deeper in the cave, any attempts to call out are not responded to. Eventually, you see that the tunnels are breaking off in various directions. Roll me a wits and survival, either of you.
I'll assist you.
Okay.
You have a dot in survival?
I sure do. I
Oh,
got
good.
one.
Yay.
Alright, I'm gonna spend a willpower. 3 successes.
Okay. So you're able to make note of the intersections you pass, but you find yourself traveling deeper and deeper into the cave, not hearing or seeing or making any note of anything that shows that the area has been inhabited. You don't see any signs of Lucas. You don't see any signs of a large bat. Just keep traveling. About 2 hours into delving into the depths of this cave. Roll me a wits and awareness.
Do you want that just for Jester or for both?
Both of you. Both you can. Yeah. Okay. Jester, you hear it, but Jace, you see and hear it. The scraping and jingling of chains up above in the cavern. Jace, you see a dangling form hanging from up above. Lucas, hanging from the ceiling, probably a good 150 feet off the ground. There's water pooled beneath him, coming from a waterfall that seems to be splashing from an underground river that's pouring in. And then a voice seeming to emanate from somewhere echoes off the walls. Knock, knock, who's there? Who's come to see me? Who's come to see us? More visitors! Why more visitors? And that is where we will go to break. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the second half of tonight's story. Welcome back. In the first half, Jace and Jester went looking for the missing Lucas, and they met a very interesting individual who seemed to act as a sort of guide to take them to find Lucas. And then they found themselves in the very deep Umbra in a cave where they encountered the Camazotz, the werebat, and an unconscious Lucas. But we'll resolve that soon enough. Aspen managed to talk Charles down from trying to chase them and stop them, or at least help them in finding Lucas. And now, here in the second half, it's been a few days since they left and a few days since they last made contact, Aspen. But what has happened in those few days, aside from a very anxious and slowly growing more agitated Charles, is a distressed call from Bruce, who has said he can't get a hold of either Lucas or Jester, but something has happened at the biker bar. He arrived to check in and found the entire bar destroyed, and Damien very, very badly hurt, and that he thought you should come check it out. So, answering the call, you and Charles drove over to see what had happened, and indeed, when you arrived at the bar, you found that large iron door that is at the front of the bar completely torn off and thrown out into the parking lot, and the inside of the bar basically completely destroyed. The bar itself has been smashed in, the pool table flipped, several of the tables broken, and Damien, who seems to have been pulled out of one of the walls, having been smashed into it, pulled out bloody, his body pretty badly broken, and being tended to by EMTs on a backboard, being put onto a gurney as there is an ambulance in the parking lot. Bruce stands over to one side and gestures for you to come into the back garage area.
I'll quickly make my way in. Point of note, I do want to have my pack instinct up, like from time to time, just to know the well-being of Jester and Jace and Lucas as they're gone, because I can just get like a general sense of their mental and physical well-being.
They seem to still be alive.
Okay.
You're not getting a really good read of it, so you can't get a strong sense. It seems to be faint, but you can tell that they are alive. That's the best you're getting out of it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, entering into the bar, that's what you find is a completely destroyed front bar room area and Damien being wheeled into an ambulance. Bruce takes you into the back garage area. This is what I found when I came in.
You have no idea what happened, or any sense of, did Damien say anything?
No, he was unconscious. I thought the kid was dead the way I found him. He was literally in the wall. His legs were just hanging out of the wall. Now, having been around Ryder, I've seen something like this before. The only thing I can tell you is Larry's bike is still outside.
Okay. And that you know of, no one else has come in or out? That seems suspicious.
No. As soon as the alarm tripped, I got notified and I came right away. That usually happens when the door gets destroyed or the windows break. Luckily, knowing what I know about the history of this club, we have a pretty good insurance policy. But
We can take care of that just as soon as we can. I'm gonna take a look around if that's all right.
feel free.
I'm going to kind of follow the destruction and take kind of stock of maybe where I could find Larry or anyone else that could be harmed during the situation.
Give me a wits and investigation.
Because I am trying to deduce of where he could be, could I use intelligence investigation
Yeah,
instead?
you know what? Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Four.
A lot of information can be gained from this. It is August 1st, the time of his change. This was definitely the scene of a change. From what you can determine, based off of the shreds of clothes, including a biker vest with the patch Larry on the ground, knowing that he was going to change, he likely changed. It probably happened behind the bar, as that's where the shreds of clothes are. And it likely happened with Damien in the room. He probably obviously went out through the front door. As for where he headed from there, you'll have to follow the path to see where he went, but it likely happened late last night at the turnover of the evening, probably around 2 or 3 in the morning. Based off of the phase of the moon, it's a violet ox. Based off of the destruction, this was an agitated change, a very aggressive change, a very violent change, and it's very lucky that Damien is alive. Roll me a wits and insight.
Am I still at rage 2?
I would say you're at, yeah, probably actually walking in and seeing all this, yeah.
Okay. Three.
Based off of the fact that Damien is alive, even in his frenzied state, there was some kind of self-control on behalf of Larry. The fact that he didn't just kill Damien outright. I mean, he obviously hurt him terribly, but he must have shown some kind of avoidance, self-control. He tried to flee more than outright murder.
Okay. I'm going to, after looking through everything, I'm going to go back to Bruce. And so we're under the assumption that Damien is being taken care of and he's alive, correct?
Now, I don't know how bad the injuries are. It's pretty bad.
Okay. Is there anybody else kind of around?
At the moment, no. You can see some of the other bikers have arrived and are starting to clean up, but they're not in the immediate area.
Okay. Then in a lower voice while talking to Bruce, I need to find Larry. If he shows back up here, please call me.
I'll let you know as soon as I see anything, but I'd be surprised if he came back at this point.
Me too. But he might be scared and he might be agitated, so.
You want me to send the boys out to find him?
That might be a second option. I'm gonna take and kind of lean over to Charles. I'm gonna take him, see if we can find him. I just don't want anybody else getting hurt in the situation if he's still at a heightened state.
All right. Well, you let us know if you need anything. We're going to try and clean things up and take some of the contraband to a second location.
And let me know if you need any help with the logistics of it all.
We might.
Yeah,
I hope he's okay. Take care of our boy.
I will. And we'll get him back here. Back to his family. Absolutely.
As you head out to Charles's car, climbing in the car, Charles looks over at you. This is going to be difficult. He didn't even want to change in the first place.
I know. And this isn't really my area of expertise, but if I know anything about not wanting to be what we are, I think I have a little bit of experience in that.
Where do you want to start?
Do we know where his family is?
I've done some research. I know that they have a home out in one of the eastern neighborhoods, one of the suburbs. Could start there, but if he just changed, I would doubt he'd want to go home for fear of hurting his family.
It's possible, but also wanting to stay close to it, but not within it is a potential as well.
That's fair.
Do you have any suggestions? I don't think he would beeline it for the cairn. I don't think he's particularly fond of seeing any of us, which is a little ironic that we're doing this right now, but
If I were him, I'd want to get away from people. If he has any of his wits around him, he is going to want to get as far away from people as possible. Now, based off of the location of the club, we are already far to the east side of the city. I would probably continue to move eastward, further inland, away from the coast, away from the beaches, to sparsely populated areas. I say we start our search east.
I'm with you.
Let's begin. Shifts the car, pulls out of the parking spot, begins to drive. As the two of you begin your search, roll me a wits and awareness.
Two.
You spend the next several hours driving around, going off back roads, trying to search countryside areas, especially around some of those farmlands that you had previously been scouring before. Charles, especially knowing a lot of those routes, as that's where he was trimming back some of the mushroom populations. But despite your best efforts, you're not able to find any kind of trail of where Larry has went. And eventually, Charles says it's best to give up the search for now, but that he'll start fresh again the next day and keep looking until something turns up, and he'll keep an eye on the police scanners in case anything unusual pops up. But he's probably gone to ground and is hiding out somewhere for the time being. We transition now back to the cave. So, deep in the cave. What do they want with us?
Hi. I'm Jester. This is Jace. Oh.
Hello.
Tell us a joke, Jester. Make us laugh.
I have performance anxiety. Ah, you didn't get it. Anyway, we're here because you seem to have, picked up our friend for the night.
The night. Many nights it's been. The Jester does not know time. She does not know time. We know this.
Time's relative here.
Why do they want him? He has done bad. They tell us he has done bad. He changed us. He made us what we are. He made us hurt them. He made us hurt them. He made the screams.
Okay, that was a whole lot. First of all, I'll point to Lucas, can't make you anything. Except maybe pissed off when he runs his mouth.
He did. He did make us. Or maybe, what's that? What's that? They all made us? They all made us? Why? Why did they all make us? We were normal. We were normal.
We were all normal once, and none of us had a choice.
But
These are what we are.
you made us. You made us like this.
If I had anything to do with it, I apologize. I never willingly did anything like that, or knowingly. I can't do anything like that.
You brought the screams. You brought the screams. The cries. Why? Why would you bring hurt? Why would you make us kill them?
Who did you kill?
Our babies. Our love. Our family. We didn't want to. One moment we were normal. And then the scream. And then blood. So much blood.
I'm sorry.
They say someone must pay. This one brought the scream. This one must pay.
Who is they?
They talks to us. They've been talking to us. They won't shut up. They won't shut up.
Sounds pretty annoying.
They have been all we have heard since we have been alone. They say just a bite. Just a bite. That's all. It would just be a bite. But then More than more and more and more. Bite is not enough. We're so hungry. But I don't want to hurt. But then, what else do I do? What else do we do? We've already hurt so many. We hurt our love. We hurt our babies.
You couldn't control it. I hurt someone too when it happened to me.
But you wanted to hurt them. Didn't you? You wanted to hurt them.
I don't regret it, but I didn't want to hurt them. I wanted to stop them from hurting my mother.
It's not the same.
No, it's not. But you still couldn't control it.
What did you do? What did you do that brought the scream? All those months ago, what did you do?
How many months ago?
Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. What does it matter? Tick-tock, tick-tock, days, weeks, months, who knows? Who knows?
If I knew when, I could know what we were doing at the time.
When was it? When was it? When was it? When did it happen? It happened in time. What time was it? What time? Can't, it happened in a time. There was
What
just,
season?
it was when was it? When I kids.
Was it cold? Was it hot?
I think. Shut up! It just was loud. There was a scream, and I just
I don't know what was done. Like I said, we didn't do it on purpose. If it was
new. It was new.
It was new.
Cold. The year was new. New beginnings. A fresh start, they said. And then a scream. A piercing and shrill scream. And it was all over. My life was over. And I was this.
look to Jace and back. I think I know what it is. And I'm sorry if what we did caused you harm and caused this to happen to you. But we didn't. We created a home, you could say. But it was a home that I guess caused echoes. But I don't know why there was a scream. And I don't know why it would have affected you. But I know people who know more about it, and maybe we could figure it out together.
Our home crumbled.
Where was your home?
What does it matter? It's gone now.
Because what's gone can be rebuilt.
They're all dead.
You still remember him, right?
Dead because of me. We killed them.
Does the thing in your mind, is that the one that brings up the bad thoughts? The one that keeps telling you you killed them, it's your fault? Can you not remember happy times? Do you not remember any of the laughs that were there? The trips taken? Maybe it's something small, cooking in the kitchen?
I made them go away. I took them away. No more cooking, no more trips, no more laughs. No more laughs.
You can laugh again. Might take some time. And it hurts a lot, and you think it's always your fault. And that you're a monster. But you don't have to be.
You're gonna let her kill me. If I let him go, you're gonna let her kill me.
That depends on you. Do you want to listen to the voice in your head? Or do you want to fight it? Are you willing to fight it?
It has been my only friend all this time. It tells me not to trust you. It tells me you're going to hurt me. It tells me, it showed me when you hurt us before. It showed me when you killed all of us. It showed me what you did.
I didn't do that.
No, he did.
He
They
didn't
hunted
kill-
us. They hunted us to our caves. They hunted us deep. And they slaughtered us. It showed us. It told us. It showed us this place. It told us we would be safe here. And we have been. Until you
But
brought her. Until you came.
But you kidnapped him.
He must pay.
But he didn't do that.
He brought the scream, and he killed us.
He didn't kill your people. You're trying to make him responsible for things that others in his adopted family did.
They will come, they will speak tricks, they will speak lies, they will come, they will speak tricks, they will speak lies, they will speak falsehoods, and when you turn your back, they will stab, and they will bite! That's what it tells us, that's what it says, that's what it tells us, that's what it says, and it's happening, it's happening!
I'll raise my hands. I'm not wanting to bite.
I'm not really one of a fighter anyways. But leaving a punishment of the father onto the son is not really a fair form of justice, I think. I am sorry for what happened to your people and what happened to you. And the voice in your head, I unfortunately, is feeding you more of the rhetoric that's going on. It seems you want to fight it, you want to move on, but you aren't willing to let go of the voice.
What am I supposed to do now? I have nothing.
Come talk to me.
Go ahead and
Okay.
make a charisma and persuasion check. Or manipulation if you mean to be devious.
I'm not being devious. Do I get my rhetoric specialty?
I would say no, because it's not rhetoric. You are trying to like actually talk him, like you are trying to persuade him. Rhetoric is kind of like, I think it's kind of like word soup, word salad.
It's a debate term, really. It's like,
Yeah, you're not
more
really
of a
debating
practice.
him at this point.
Right.
You're not trying to convince him of anything. You're trying to actually just like comfortingly get him to talk. Or change his mind, I should say. You're not trying to change his mind.
I was gonna spend a willpower. Yeah, didn't work. 4 successes.
Up at the edges of this kind of light, that's this kind of ambient light, a shadowy figure moves along the edge of the ceiling. It is a strange shape, to be sure, because it is a mixture of a man and a bat. Large wings extended out from arms, a hairy torso, but still also with skin clinging to bones. A head with large bat ears and a bat snout, but a beard around his jaw and brown hair atop his head. Stares down with black eyes. There's blood all around his mouth that seems to be caked to the beard and on his chest. And you can actually see the ripped shreds of clothes still clinging to his form, but just barely. As he spider climbs along the wall. He stays some distance away, but he does come into the light just enough to be seen. He then leaps off the wall, flapping his wings and gliding down from higher up until he lands on an outcropping just about 20 or so feet up above you and perches, his bare feet with claws on the edge of his toes gripping into the rock.
I had to kill someone I loved a few months ago. And it wasn't by mistake or accident. I chose to do so. And it nearly broke me. But I had friends who stood by me as I was able to put myself together again.
His head twitches slightly. Now it says you're monsters.
I thought I was for a long time. But
I'm not a monster. I'm not a monster.
I think monsters are people who choose to hurt on purpose and keep doing so and don't care who they hurt.
I don't want to be a monster.
You don't have to be. You can choose not to be. It's hard, but if you want, I can help you.
How?
We can talk.
Talk, 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 talk. Sorry.
Or we can just find some place to hang out and not talk and just... Do you like reading books?
That's good. Hang out. Because I'm a bat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, an actual laugh.
See, you can laugh.
It says bad things.
You had friends before, right?
He nods his head slowly.
Did the people who were true friends say bad things?
No.
Do you think somebody who is constantly telling you bad things to do bad things, saying you are bad things, is a real friend?
But I did bad things.
Everybody makes mistakes. It's what you do after that matters.
I still want to do bad things.
So do I. There are particular people I want to do bad things to. But I have to consider if it hurts other people.
He did bad things. To children.
Yeah, he did. Maybe one day he'll be able to make up for it. But if you kill him, he doesn't get a chance to do that. And then he's just dead, and you're just sad. Because it won't stop. That voice in your head will want you to do something else worse. Till you really are a monster. Like I said, you can choose not to be.
So hungry.
That's the voice talking. You're hungry for causing pain. That's what the voice is telling you to do. It's coding it with the thought of you're actually hungry. But Jester's right. It's about moving forward. You can keep dwelling on the past, but it's not going to fix it. Moving forward fixes it. Sitting here in this cave isn't going to fix it.
But it screams still. Not the voice. It's not talking. This is screaming.
So there's something else?
Yes. Something old. A memory. It's lost. He leaps up again and flies up to a small kind of cove or like a little hole in the side wall and comes out again and flies over to another wall and starts scribbling. And as he scribbles against it, you look along the wall, and all along the inside of the wall are several white kind of scratched drawings of white bats in chalk all along the inside wall.
I haven't heard of anything like that in the stories Eliza and Charles have been telling me about.
No.
Camazotz, right? Okay. Look questioningly to Jace like,
Do I recognize any of what's up there?
Give me an intelligence and occult.
I'll burn a will.
Okay.
1.
Nothing.
Again, I think I skipped this particular class.
okay. And is this the scream you heard when all this happened?
I hear it. Yes. I hear it. Before everything crashes down.
Okay. We don't know what that scream could be, but we have a friend. She knows a lot. She's very wise. I think you'd like her. We could get her to help, and we could find out what this scream is. And help that you don't hear it anymore.
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. It tells me no. It says no, 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 no. Roll me another charisma and persuasion, and yes, you can use rhetoric on this one.
Okay. Five successes.
As he repeatedly says, no, 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 it kind of dies off as he looks upside down from his place up on the ceiling where he was busily scratching at the ceiling. You won't let her kill me?
I'll talk her into giving you a chance, a second chance.
What about him?
You have to let him go. He's ours.
But I bit him.
He'll get over it. Might be into that kind of thing. Don't know.
He seems
Didn't
like that
seem
type.
into it.
Nah.
That's just him.
Okay. I go. But it starts to get dicey. I'm coming back.
Okay. You could come back and talk to me before it starts to get dicey, so you're not alone.
Just want the screaming to stop. I want it to stop telling me. I want it to stop showing me.
We'll try to help you.
I want them to forgive me. I'm sorry.
Being sorry is a good start.
Okay. You see him kind of climb off into the darkness, and then you start seeing the chains rattle. Lucas swaying precariously up above. And you see the form of the man crawl down the chains until he's just above Lucas. You see him start messing with the chains, and then you see Lucas immediately start to unroll down the chain rapidly, super fast, until He stops suddenly about 10 feet up, just hanging from an ankle, dangling down limply.
I'm gonna move to stand under him, like if I have to catch him.
The bat then slides down the chain like a fireman's pole until he's hanging just above Lucas's ankle. Ready?
Yes.
Do it, lady! And he unhooks the ankle, letting the man drop from above. Roll me a dexterity and athletics to catch him.
Okay.
Jace took a couple steps back. Wants no part of that.
4 successes.
Okay, you do manage to position yourself to catch the unconscious form of Lucas in your arms as he flop falls down. The bat swings, hanging from the chains a few times before kind of somersaulting down to his feet, down to the ground. As you see him, looking at him in his form, he stands probably about 7-ish feet in this half man, half bat form. But then as he shifts down into his man form, he's actually only about 5'5". A pretty unimpressive, mousy looking man. Not very muscular, clothes still in tatters, a mess of hair atop his head, kind of a still very wide-eyed expression.
What can I call you?
Alexander.
Hi, Alexander. Thank you for releasing him. I'm sorry that you've had to go through all of this.
Me too.
And take off his jacket and put it around him. You're gonna need a little bit more clothing than that, Alexander.
Haven't had clothing.
We'll get you squared away.
Okay. He starts to
Walk.
pad along the cave floor, his bare feet just splashing in some of the water.
Start. Adjust Lucas and start walking towards the exit.
Eventually, a couple hours pass by as you're walking through the cavern. And you see the light from the cave mouth come into view. Alexander pauses, probably a good 200 or 300 yards from the cave mouth, and goes to duck behind the two of you.
I'll let him, but nod. Come on.
As you proceed out of the cave, Alexander, staying really low behind the both of you, you see the convertible Cadillac still parked at the cave mouth, and the woman leaning back. She's got the antler in her hand. She's touching the points of the antler against a finger. Well, now you're just making my job easy for me. This is where it gets boring.
I have a request.
Oh?
Look back. It's him, right?
Yes.
This isn't a pattern yet. Give him a chance not to make it a pattern.
You know what he is.
I do, but he hasn't given in yet. And he's brand new. He didn't fall immediately, which means he's fighting it. And isn't everyone we take away from them a victory, a different battle?
You want to tell that to his wife and his 3 kids?
How many of my kind have killed during their changes?
I know.
He couldn't control it any better than we could.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
No. But
Usually, the ones your kind killed deserve it, or have agitated it, or caused it in some way.
Aspen's didn't. He just is in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That happens too. But that wasn't a woman or a child. That's all I'm interested in.
It's eating him up, the guilt.
How long until the next one? When does he break? Do you want that on your conscience?
Give me a chance to make him strong enough not to break.
I'm sure you can find us again. Shouldn't be too hard for you.
I kind of know how this works. I'm sure I would owe you for something for that.
We'll say the slate is wiped clean. You already took care of one of mine. Once upon a time. Whether it was intentional or not. But if it does happen again, because you stayed my hand, you're going to have to do it.
It's not the first time.
I know. Never gets easier.
I'm sure it won't.
She looks around you to the hunched down form of Alexander and gives a little wave. And he gives a little squeak as he ducks back. All right. You've got a deal. This time. But I hope you know what you're doing.
I haven't faith in some people, including myself.
Faith is a tricky thing, Jessica Bennett. I had faith once. And then I was told I needed to change my faith. The ones who told me that were wicked, men. Men who turned me into this. I guess I'm grateful in a way that they were what they were. Because now I make them pay. But at the same time, it took away something beautiful and precious. Faith. You're running out of time. It's time for you to go. With that, she pushes off the car and walks around to the driver's seat, climbing in, shutting the door behind her. Your new friend should be able to get you home. She turns on the car and starts driving away.
Watching her go. When she's gone, just lean over to Jace. So do you think if we'd actually let her, she would have just left us on our own devices while she went in?
I thought it was a bit sadistic to think what her plan was, but no, I think she would have just left us just kind of have fun. And she seemed like that kind of person.
Yeah. Okay. Turn around. So, you know the way back to Tampa?
Yeah. I know where I found him.
Excellent. That's a great start. Let's do that.
Okay. He kind of steps out from behind you, looking off in the direction that the car drove off, making sure it's off, out of view. Okay. Starts shaking out his shoulders again and starts waving his hands. But as he does, he starts shifting again, the wings extending outwards from his arms. Eventually, his feet turn into large, extended hands. Okay. Starts flapping and taking off and starts flying around in a circle, stirring up dirt and dust as he circles around you multiple times in an almost vortex like tornado of dirt and dust, to the point that it almost becomes choking the air and the dirt and dust that gets kicked up. As the dust kicks up and the dirt kicks up, eventually it's replaced by dirt and dust and gravel. And as all of that settles back down, you find yourself in the parking lot of the motorcycle club. In front of you, you see caution tape all around the wrecked ruins of the front door of the motorcycle club. It's late at night. There's no one else present.
What the fuck?
That was a new one.
No, I'm staring at the wrecked ruins of the building.
Oh, I was talking about that.
Is he still here?
He is.
Okay.
Then he'll turn and look at the building. That wasn't there when we left, right?
No, no, it wasn't. He said days.
As soon as you find yourself in the gravel parking lot, your phones start going bzz, 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 as several text messages and voicemails all of a sudden come in rapid fire. Looking down, you realize a week has passed.
Oh, we're in trouble.
But at least it wasn't a month like last time.
I look forward to that story. This will be
Look
fun.
you do. Mm-hmm. Look to Alexander and then look back to Jace. Should we introduce him now, I suppose?
Yeah,
I actually am hungry, so I'm gonna get a cow or something.
Okay. That works.
Okay, bye.
go have fun.
Bye.
He starts flapping his big leathery wings as he takes off into the sky.
How do we get a hold of him again?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Look, I was going through enough just trying to convince the crazy spirit not to kill the crazy bat.
You did great. Just
Thanks
now
for
I'm worried
helping.
about the Alexander Bat guy is now just, out loose eating cows.
At least the
We-
cows.
Silver lining. Yeah. But mine say get back to the Karen immediately. I don't know what yours say. You probably have some nice lovey-dovey ones. Like knowing who
No.
your others. Yeah.
No. I'll text Aspen, Artie, and Charles to let them know we're back and we'll meet them at the cairn.
That being said, we transition now to the cairn as dawn breaks in the morning, a week after you've left. As the pack reassembles at the cairn, the unconscious Lucas stowed away in his longhouse, everyone is finally back together. Charles, having finally seen Jester returned in one piece, looks disheveled for Charles, even though he is still very put together. He looks like he has not slept in that week that you have been gone. But the pack reconvenes as dawn breaks over the horizon, the first rays of sunlight piercing through the trees. Artie has gotten several of those big cardboard containers of coffee that he put out on the hand-carved table with several cups. The scene is yours.
Real quick, so I know, what's the status of Larry?
Larry has still not been found.
Okay, Aspen will be at the table.
Now, I will say it's only been like 2 days since the first. So this is like August 3rd at this point.
Okay. Aspen will be standing at the table, kind of scanning them as they come in to make sure everybody is safe and okay.
They do not look that disheveled or that off. They look pretty fresh as a daisy overall.
will set Lucas gently down on the ground. Step back for anyone to look him over and just kind of sit.
Eliza moves over and starts assessing, checking him over. Well, he's unconscious. Looks like he's sustained some. He's got some bleeding from the ears. And, looks like there's some spiritual damage done, but I think he'll be all right. Just need some time to recover.
And
Jace will
you
step
two?
over. Jace will step over Lucas and take his seat and start downing coffee. Great.
I'm fine.
Okay, explain.
Looked at Jace. I guess I'm gonna be the one explainer. Yeah. Okay, so the Camazotz is unwell. He took. I don't know where to start on this. Like, he took Lucas because he thought Lucas was responsible for turning him, and he was very upset about it because the worm is talking in his head and trying to convince him to do bad things. And when he changed, he couldn't control it and he killed his wife and child. And he is alone and lost and living with the guilt in that. And the worm has been something of the worm has been speaking in his head, telling him that we're to blame, that whatever we did forced him or made him what he is, and that Lucas is to blame, that all the other Camazotz are gone. So he's kind of insane.
Kinda? You forgot the screeching, the drawing on the walls.
It was a lot. I we have a chance to help him, though. Star told me we have a chance to help him, or I have a chance to help him.
Okay. Not sure that explains
What
a
happened?
guide and you being gone for a week and where this.
I will start from the beginning, but so apparently he took Lucas from the bar or the club, and he took him into the Umbra, I guess. We couldn't find any tracks, and while we were there, there was this woman with a Cadillac with deer feet. Pretty sure she's some sort of spirit. No idea who she calls herself, Erica. And she was there. When I asked her if she needed help because she was watching the biker bar, she said that she could help us and that we were going into the same direction looking for possibly the same person. And Jace said, because I felt like she was not a normal thing, I looked to Jace for guidance, and he agreed on the conditions that A, we would depart at any time, either group. So we agreed to go with her because we needed a guide to find Lucas. We had no tracks, no way to figure out where he was. And she took us into the Umbra and guided us to this cave. Jace said it was somewhere we don't go normally, and most elders would be really pissed off that we went there.
The place that didn't really have an echo itself. It was empty, hollow. Everything normally has some type of feeling to it. This cave that this person was dwelling in didn't have much of any of that. It was an area that you're told you shouldn't go. Once you start feeling these things, you should turn around. And we were deep. We were way in there. And dropped off, essentially.
Eliza speaks up at this point. Well, there's a couple of things there. The spirit you speak of, this guide, there are some folklores that speak of an individual known as the Deer Lady or the Deer Woman, a spirit from native folklore that was a vengeance spirit, also a spirit of fertility, but a vengeance spirit that was known for hunting down the immoral, seducing and hunting down men of impure or immoral status. So if indeed it is as you described, then it is quite possible you did encounter a spirit of that ilk. And secondly, this place you're speaking of could be, in fact, the Deep Umbra. Now, legends of the Camazotz say that the last of them did dwell within the Deep Umbra before they went extinct. Some believe that they still exist in the Deep Umbra, however, those theories were debunked some time ago. But this Camazotz seems to have been drawn there, which would make sense if it is indeed within their nature or within this calling to them. That would be a place that they would feel safe or feel pulled to, a place they could escape.
Okay. You got Lucas back. That's great. What? How? Where's the thing? What is?
Okay, so we talked to him. His name's Alexander. We talked to Alexander and found basically what I told you. Back in January, see if you guys can, he heard a scream, and the scream caused his change. And in his change, he killed his wife and his son. And ever since, he's been alone with the voice of something from the worm, and then another thing that screams.
The voice that it's hearing could very well be the patron spirit bat or something like it, as patron spirit bat is the spirit of the Black Spiral dancers. It's very likely there is a connection there.
He doesn't want to hurt people, but I think if it's bad, it's constantly trying to drive him to do it. And it told him that we were the cause, because I think maybe us opening this cairn caused something to happen. but he says the screaming is different from the voice. And he says it sounds like something hurt or that got lost. I talked him down because I told him that I'd help him fight it.
So the screaming is different than the voice because the screaming happened when we opened the cairn, or the voice happened when we opened the cairn.
I think the screaming first, and then the voice came, from what I understand. Because he said he
Yeah, from
heard a scream, and
Mhm.
then the change happened, and then
it
afterwards.
was after he had seemed like it went through his change, and that's when that occurred. He initially heard this scream, and then these voices occurred after the change, after he had essentially killed his wife and children.
Well, because the lost and the, I don't know, hurt, you said? If that was after we opened the cairn, then that could potentially be your friend, Jace.
Could be. I can reach out. I can talk to Ravi again. Maybe there's a connection. Maybe they know something more.
Well, it also could be Turtle, no?
Right. No, that's what I'm thinking. Ravi is aware of Turtle. If I could bring it up to him, he might be able to give a little more insight on what's going on.
Actually, Eliza kind of holds up a finger as if she's trying to catch a thought, and she stands up and walks over to one of the trees off on the perimeter and puts a hand up against it and closes her eyes for a moment. You can see her eyes moving behind her eyelids, and then she comes back. There's a Croatan story of a can in the mountains of Virginia where there was a patron spirit known as the White Bat that dwelled within a can spirit called the White Bat that dwelled within the can, deep within the mountains in the caves. They say that when the last Camazotz died, the patron spirit shrieked and the can collapsed, caving in.
He was drawing a bunch of white bats when he was trying to explain the screaming to us. I mean, it's chalk, so like that could be something, but it was. I told him I would try to help him fight from doing bad things with the voice. And I would speak on his behalf to Erica so that she would not kill him for what happened with his wife and child. And with that, he let Lucas go. And I talked Erica down on the condition that if he does falter again, I will be the one to kill him. And then he brought us back to the parking lot of the biker bar.
Very different than how we left it.
Yeah. Something happened. What I'm getting from Bruce's text?
Yeah. Larry happened, and we're still working through that.
Okay.
Where is the bat?
said he was gonna go eat a cow.
Charles, who has been silently stewing this entire time, finally speaks up. So he's out there loose somewhere.
Yeah.
Have two loose shape changers potentially out of control. Right? What are we going to do about this? What do we want to do about this?
Does the bat know how to find us again?
Look to Lucas. He knew how to find Lucas. But I didn't want to bring him here. I'll try to get in contact with him.
He's still broken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a liability.
It is a liability. Or he could be an ally.
I absolutely think he could be. That's not what I'm saying, is if he's still out there and he's broken and he doesn't
know.
have control, then that's a problem.
I'll find him.
I'll help where I can. I can talk to some of the other spirits. I'm sure that they'd be willing to talk about a large bat in the area.
We're gonna need a place for him to stay, though, if we want to keep an eye on him and not have him go back to the deep Umbra, where he's alone.
Looked over to Charles. Those different places that you've found, like the vacant houses and stuff like that, have they been filled at all?
There are plenty of properties that are still available.
Any of them like way out where people don't venture too far or too closely?
I haven't purchased any of them, but I could.
It's just an idea. At least we know where he'd be put. It'd be a spot for him to lay low or get away from people if he needed to.
The other issue we have to consider is if this Alexander gets infected. If he's even aware of the issue we're facing right now.
I think we need him back here. I mean, we've already had one here. We need to speak with him. We need to have eyes on him. We need to know what he knows, and he needs to know at least a little bit about what we know if he's going to be around.
I agree. I would rather he was here than out there. The risk to everything with him uneducated, out of control, at risk of infection, corruption. There's too many factors to consider.
I'm so glad you guys said that. I was also thinking this would probably be the best place since if he's hearing the voice of Bat, maybe it won't be so loud here. Like with Jace and when he was infected.
It might work the same.
There's a potential. We'd have to try it out. See.
I don't think we have another option, personally. The risks outweigh the security of it. She who shines, she's in control enough of her domain to stay where she is without being a threat. This Camazotz doesn't know what it's doing. I don't even know how we're going to educate it personally. Artie has pulled out a notepad and is writing in the notepad. He said his name's Alexander. Did you get any other information about him?
No.
Where he's from, anything like that?
It was hard enough to get out what we did.
Ugh, okay. So you said had a wife and kids, killed them. Okay. I'm gonna try and do a deep dive, see if I can find out anything. Did you get about when he changed? You think it was around the
January.
time of the cairn? Okay. Oh
He's a
boy.
short guy too.
He said it was cold.
All right. So if
wherever
I'm
he was in January, so
So we'll say, oh, cold. Okay, so we're looking at northern U.S. probably. Okay. I'll try and do a search and see if I can get at least an ID on him. Maybe get some history, some statistics about him, and get a profile at least put together. Because the more we know about him, the better, at least on the human side of things. Because then we'll know if he has anybody looking for him. We'll know if anybody's, if he has a FBI watch list thing or anything like that. Like, we can get something together about him, because the more we know, we'll know if he's got any enemies, any debts, anything like that, because we don't want anyone coming looking.
how are you at police drawings?
Sketch artist?
Yeah, I know what he looks like.
I work with AI, baby. I do not draw.
I can give you probably a description of him.
Okay.
Might be able to come up with something.
All right. Well, if he's going to be here, I can just,
Well, yeah, but if you if you're trying before we find him, but
I don't know how long it's going to take to actually get him here.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. That'll help. Yeah, if I can get at least a basic description, that'll narrow things down, because Alexander and wife and kids is, not a lot to go on. Okay. And cold. He could be from Canada for all I know. I don't know. Did he have an accent? Never mind.
Shrill?
I'll just... Oh, good. Cool. Wasn't like French or anything? No? Okay. I'll figure it out. Figure it out.
It was a Batman. Well, not like Batman, but it was a bat. Like, he didn't really talk too much once he became a person.
It would be better if it was Batman.
I'm not arguing that.
take the coffee. I can go start looking for him tonight.
Charles looks over. I think you need to rest tonight.
Okay.
I can keep an eye out while we're looking for Larry. So I mean, how hard could it be to miss a flying bat person?
Well, if he's been stalking Lucas for a while, apparently very easy. Also, if he can turn into a bat, that could make things complicated too. But if he has grown a fondness for Jester and Jace, that does give us an advantage, and he's likely to appear to them first. So make yourselves available, I suppose, but don't put yourselves alone anywhere, security-wise. What's next?
Well, we get Lucas fixed up because he looks like garbage. We keep an eye out for a bat person. Also, make sure we are still good with a crocodile person, dragon person, whatever. And find Larry. That's kind of top of my priority list because he's alone and probably not doing well. And keep figuring out this Fae problem. That sounds like all the stupid shit we have going on, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a full plate at all. Still room in there.
Wonderful. We now cut to our final scene of the evening as Jester and Charles return home to their apartment. The car ride home was tense and silent. Charles was gripping the steering wheel with white knuckles, his lips tight in a hard line. When you get into the apartment, he immediately goes to the kitchen and starts fervently cooking, which you know is his stress relaxation activity. But by the way the pots are banging, it's probably not working so well.
Take a deep breath and then go into the kitchen.
He pauses as he turns on the burner to boil some water. I was scared.
Do you think I couldn't do it?
Aspen asked me the same thing. And if I'm being completely honest with myself, I didn't want you to do it. It wasn't a matter of could or couldn't.
What do you want me to do? Sit here or in the cairn? Garden. Sing pretty songs, tell pretty tales.
I think this is the first time being a Silver Fang in love with the Black Fury has become a problem. I know you can do it, but I was scared. I have never cared about someone the way I care about you. Not this deeply. And even if there was one small possibility that something went wrong,
I'll move up behind him and hug him, resting my head on his back. If we were normal, this wouldn't be a problem, but you know that I'm going to have to go into dangerous places.
I do.
We couldn't leave Lucas. And we couldn't take everybody. That would leave the whole city defenseless.
You're right, of course.
But I should have told you. And I'm sorry.
I know better than anyone how short this life is. And I know better than anyone the risks that this life has. But for once, for the first time, I'm afraid of what I would lose by taking those risks. And it's not the Silver Crown. It's not the war to save Gaia. It's the normal moments, like having dinner together, like falling asleep together. I've never had a normal life. You've given me that. And even if you are capable, we didn't know what this thing was capable of. Like you said, it's crazy and it's out of control. It took out Lucas. And Jason is just beginning to learn how to fight. What would you have done if Jason had to run and you had to protect him?
would have protected him.
And probably died to do so. Because that's who you are. You're putting all of us at risk by bringing that thing here. Because that's who you are. And honestly, it's one of the things I love most about you, and it's one of the things I can't stand most about you, because you bring this disorder into my very orderly world. But also, it means you have a good heart. And we need that.
I also
But
had
it's...
faith.
Go ahead.
I also had faith in Star.
Spirits.
She's our pack patron. She has always had our back from the beginning. So I trusted when she said he could be helped.
My tribe patron tells me I should be king.
Fair.
We both know that it's not the right choice. Spirits have an agenda.
So do people. I wasn't trusting her because she's a spirit. I'm trusting her from what she has shown me in the past. What she did for me.
I hope you're right. I hope she's right. Because if she's not, then we lose the normalcy we've gained. We lose the little things. Or at least they're at risk. Because I will fight like hell to protect them.
So will I. If she's wrong, I have to handle it anyways.
Never want that for you. Never again.
I don't think it hurt as bad this time.
Hopefully we won't have to find out.
No. I'll talk to you first next time.
I just want you to be safe. But I need to also afford you that trust. You have learned so much and you have become so powerful. And you are a very capable fighter, even if you still haven't hit me.
It'll happen one day.
I just never have felt that scared before. It was unnerving.
I don't want you to feel that scared. I didn't think that would. I didn't think that would happen. And I guess I should have. I'm really sorry about that.
It's all right.
You were the one that always told me at the beginning when I said I was afraid of this, that we have to cherish the little moments and the normal moments because we know what will happen. But I suppose, unless it's absolutely necessary, I won't go anywhere dangerous without you.
I asked Aspen to order me to stand down. She wouldn't.
Go, Aspen.
Little did she know, I took that as an order to stand down. But I appreciated her for that. Others wouldn't have afforded me that, let alone those of my tribe. The ability to choose. I chose to have faith in you, and it was rewarded.
I'm glad.
I'm not mad. I never was. I was just terrified.
Scared.
I just don't know how to be that.
It's hard.
Do me a favor with this whole bat business. Don't bring him here.
Never intended to.
What you intend and what happens tends to divert.
I won't.
Or at least keep him on the porch.
Okay.
I don't want to see what guano looks like in the apartment.
That sounds gross.
You made friends with a bat.
Still sounds gross.
He turns around finally and wraps his arms around you. You did good.
You did good too.
Gives you a kiss on the forehead. And this is where our story comes to a close this evening. But not without one last scene. It's late that evening, back at the cairn. We find ourselves in the workshop that Lucas has constructed. We see the door to the workshop open, the moonlight streaming in, as the silhouette of Lucas stands in the doorway. We see the vest of the Tampa Howlers draped over the cot, and a note addressed to the pack laid atop it. We see that Lucas has a bag over his shoulder. He looks back at the workshop with a frown before taking a deep breath and closing the door. We cut then to several hours later as a motorcycle is driving northward along the highway. And we see a sign pass by that says, "You are now leaving Florida." As Lucas departs the state, headed northward. And this is where our story comes to a close. Thank you so much to these amazing players. Thank you to everybody watching at home. Rage Across Tampa is back, baby. So we will be back next week at the same bat time, same bat channel. So tune in for it. Also, you should stay tuned to our social media because we have a very big and special announcement coming in the next 2 weeks. You're not going to want to miss it. I promise you, it is huge and massive and exciting stuff. So stay tuned to that. At St. Pete by Night on all of that social media you see listed down below and in the description. So stay tuned for that. And come join our community by following that Discord link where you can hop into all sorts of games, including 20th anniversary games, Chronicles of Darkness games, and 5th edition games, all coming to our server. So join our community with that Discord link. Also, we've got an episode of Hellhounds on YouTube this Friday. So Hellhounds is back also. So tune into that. For these amazing players, I'm Kenta. So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Have a lovely night, everybody.